Who controls your computer? 40 years ago, people used to be very worried that computers would take over the world. They were very afraid, but now we know that computers do what people tell them to do and nothing else. But which people tell your computer what to do? Is your computer doing what you tell it to do, or is it doing what Microsoft tells it to do? If you are running Windows, it's Microsoft that really tells your computer what to do. But if you are using Mac OS, then it's Apple that really tells your computer what to do. Or maybe some of the time it's Adobe that tells your computer what to do. Or a bunch of other companies that make proprietary software. Because if you are using proprietary software on your computer, that means the program's developer controls what it does, and you, the user, don't. And that's why it's vital to use free software. Free as in freedom. Free software means software that respects the user's freedom and the social solidarity of the user's community. So it's free as in freedom, not as in price. Think of free speech, not free beer, if you want to understand the word free when it appears in the combination free software. Free software respects the user's freedom, but proprietary software keeps the users divided and helpless. Divided because they're forbidden to share it, and helpless because they don't have the source code, so they can't change it. They can't even independently check what it's really doing to them. And often it does something rather nasty. However, what I've said is rather general. Software should respect your freedom. What exactly does that mean? I need to say something more specific. A program is free software if you, the user, have the 4 essential freedoms. Freedom 0 is the freedom to run the program as you wish. Freedom 1 is the freedom to study the source code and then change it to make the program do what you wish. Freedom 2 is the freedom to help your neighbor. That's the freedom to make and distribute exact copies of the program to others when you wish. And freedom 3 is the freedom to contribute to your community. That's the freedom to distribute copies of your modified versions when you wish. If the program gives you all 4 of the essential freedoms, then it's free software, which means that the social system of its distribution and use is ethical because it respects the user's freedom and the user's community. But if one of these freedoms is missing or insufficient, then the program is proprietary software, user subjugating software, because the social system of its distribution and use puts the developer in a position of power over the users, which means it doesn't respect their freedom. The users of that program are not fully in control of what it does. Thus, to develop a free program and make it available to others is a contribution to society. How much of a contribution? That depends on all the details, but at least it's being offered to society in an ethical way. But when the program is proprietary software, its use is a social problem. If the program has attractive features, those are the bait for the trap. They attract users to give up their freedom and become users of this program. And really, that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be done at all. The aim of the free software movement is to put an end to this social problem. All software should be free so that all users can be free. But why are these 4 freedoms essential? why define free software this way? Each of these freedoms is essential for a reason. Freedom 2, the freedom to help your neighbor, is essential on fundamental moral grounds so that you can lead an upright, ethical life as a good member of your community. If you use a program that does not give you freedom number 2, the freedom to redistribute exact copies when you wish, then you are in danger of falling into a moral dilemma at any moment. Whenever your friend says, "This program is nice, could I have a copy?" At that moment, you will face a choice between two evils. One evil is to give your friend a copy and violate the license of the program. The other evil is to deny your friend a copy and comply with the license of the program. If you are in the dilemma, you ought to choose the lesser evil, which is to give your friend a copy and violate the license of the program. What makes this evil the lesser evil? Well, if you can't avoid doing wrong to somebody or other, it's better to do wrong to the one who deserves it, the developer of the program. You see, we can assume that your friend is a good friend and a good member of your community and normally deserves your cooperation. By contrast, the developer of this proprietary program has deliberately attacked the social solidarity of your community. So, if you're stuck doing wrong either to your friend or the developer, do it to the developer. But being the lesser evil does not mean it's good. It's never a good thing to make an agreement and break it. Not even in cases like this, where the agreement is inherently evil and keeping it is worse than breaking it. Still, breaking it is not good. And if you give your friend a copy, what will she have? She will have an unauthorized copy of a proprietary program. And that's something rather nasty, almost as nasty as an authorized copy would be.